We have three units presenting this morning for us. The morning of 19th September 2021. I've always been thinking why teachers are very important. Today is a great example as to why teachers are important is because at Vidyarthi, I'm working without supervision and tend to make mistakes. A student under a teacher cannot make mistakes because the teacher's eye is trained for working with her or his students. Vatsala, the educator that she is, and I are solid examples of what teachers can do for their students and why childhood education is very important. Both of us are from the same school. We joined school probably in LKG and we completed together the Madras matriculation program, and this was at that time CSI preparatory school and then Bain school. We were both the first batch. Vatsala sings very well because Handel Manual's training and continued to work with her. All of us in the batch, the boys went off to other schools. Several of the girls went off to Ewarts and other schools, but the first batch continued in Bains. And even today, the girls and boys who studied together from age 3 to age 11 get together year after year, and every one of us has done extremely well. Vatsala continued to be a teacher at Bains, and she must have developed zillions of students. Very fortunate lady. And I'm very happy that she's here today to be the moderator. Dharani is from, we have already heard her. She's from AKG Public School. Another great veteran, A.K. Gopalan sir, who started the Asan group. I knew him personally, and I know his daughter very well, a very good friend of mine for many years. Why I keep saying these many years is relationships of like-minded people, fostering of togetherness because of the thoughts become critically important in any collaborative effort. That's Rotarian Shamla Jaiprakash, who is the General Secretary of the Asan Group. And AKGPS was started in the name of Sri Gopalan, who did such a wonderful job. And I have looked at all their institutions, and they are ready to look at any innovative strategies that can be included to help in holistic development. So we have put together, or Dharani has helped us put together thoughts of 5 different teachers. We will play the video first, and that will be followed by Dr. Vatsala Santhanam, who has her doctorate in education. She is a science teacher, and nobody can ever forget what she teaches. Such a lovely touch, a healing touch that can be with every student to help the student to tide over whatever difficulties. She's a great student herself because even today, we as a team go back to visit our teachers, go see our teachers and celebrate our teachers because each one of us have drawn so much from our teachers.
Good morning. I am Kayalvari, working as a kindergarten teacher in AKG Public School, and I've been with the little kids for about 3 years. Today I am going to talk about early childhood educator and care. Early childhood educator has an important element, care. This includes health, nutrition, play, etc. The care gives an holistic development of social and emotional growth of children. Care helps the child to form healthy relationship. They learn to take turns, listen and communicate, and also become independent. Care is the basic function to make children feel safe. It gives the child a feeling of being owned. High quality child care provides positive influence of a child's development. One of the major objectives of early childhood educator and care is to develop good health and to prepare children for basic skills like dressing, eating, washing, cleaning, etc. Thank you.
I am Tripuramalli working as KG teacher in AKG Public School. I will be sharing my thoughts on early childhood for special children. We need to optimize the developmental growth of all children, including those with special education needs. When children have some difficulty in learning, early childhood programs can help to lessen the factors that place the child with poor outcomes when they go to school. These educational services are not just meant for the child, but to the parents also for supporting their child at home. Early childhood development is most needed for special children because there is rapid brain development before the age of 5. Inclusive program makes sure that all children can participate, learn and develop in an environment that supports individual strengths and interest. To have an inclusive early childhood program, there needs to be the involvement of the whole team and there needs to be changes in philosophy and policies. Early childhood intervention are supportive and they need to bridge the gap between the child's developmental stages. We, as educators, can use motor skills like swinging, climbing, jumping, use fingers and hands to draw, build structures, play with peer for social skills, use everyday materials to teach them to eat and use the toilet, teach simple concepts for communication like hot or cold, up and down, out in, big and small, etc. It is important to identify any disability and learning delays, and the earlier we give our intervention, the earlier that the child may respond. Thank you.
Hello all, I am Subhashri, kindergarten teacher with AKG Public School. My topic is about early childhood and learning materials. Early childhood education blends into regular and formal learning. Many children in early childhood may not be ready for writing and reading, and making curriculum that mandates to write and read may take away the precious time of letting children to be children. Instead of academic activities, early childhood should have free play as its central focus. It should provide a multisensory and exponential foundation for future learning. Materials like alphabet, letters of different sizes, shapes and blocks, drawing materials, storytelling corner, alphabet stamps, dolls that speak languages, etc. can be used for linguistic learning. Things to count, sort, classify, buttons, number blocks, scale to weigh, measuring cups, beads, patterns, puzzles, all can be used for logical math. Pictures of all kinds of drawing, paintings, pegboards, telescope, colored materials, all can be used for visual learning. Sound materials like music, mystery sound box, materials that can create their own sounds are all used for musical and auditory children. The kinesthetic children need sandbox, blocks, cups, pans, housekeeping toys, games, balls, space to run and jump, rope ladders, nets, doctor's kits, etc. A private alone space, voice recording, mirror may also help interpersonal children. Sensory materials are generally a part of everyday activity for early childhood education. All materials must be developmentally appropriate and should also have cultural relevance, child's interest, and learning goals.
Hello everyone. This is Sujata from AKG Public School. I am working here as kindergarten head. I have been associated with small children since 2008. It's my pleasure to share a few words on early childhood and cognition. Children are not just growing physically but also mentally. They continue to advance by observing and interacting with the environment around them. They also store and use information. Children's early stages can be imaginary and filled with fantasy. As their cognition develops, they will increase more characters and have make believe plots. Each child is unique and has her or his own time and milestones for development. Now, the question is, how can we develop cognitive skills? Cognition or cognitive development includes reasoning, memory, problem solving, and thinking skills. Children's cognitive development can be supported by simple board games like snakes and ladders, simple card games, reading books, telling riddles, encourage stacking and building games, or play with cardboard boxes. Other things like talking with commonly used objects, letting children explore toys, exposing them to puzzles, answering the why questions, remembering sequences. Everyday experiences can impact a child's cognitive development. Cognition is helping the children to think, listen, learn, explore, understand, justify questions, and pay close attention. Brain development is part of cognitive development. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Bhanumati, Head of Carousel in AKG Public School. I have been with little children for the last 20 years. Today, I am going to talk on early childhood and literacy. Early literacy is learning about sounds, words, and language. In early stages of brain development, literacy can be developed by communicating with children, reading, playing with rhymes. Children develop and learn best through everyday fun activities like singing, talking, and games. We can classify literacy development into emergent literacy, alphabetic fluency, words and patterns, intermediate reading, advanced reading. Each stage helps the child to move forward in literacy. Developing early literacy skills makes it easier for children to learn to read better. Children who enter school with these skills have an advantage with them throughout their school years. Singing, rhyming, reading, and talking can be done from birth. This gives an influence and lays the basic foundation for literacy development. It is also proven that strong literacy skill helps in cognition development and self confidence too. Thank you.
Over to Dr. Vatsala Santhanam.
Good morning to one and all present here. I express my sincere thanks to the Rotary and for all the efforts they have put in to make this event and to make today possible. A special thanks to Vasanthi, my classmate, who has given me an opportunity to express myself in early childhood care and education. I have a few slides to support my presentation this morning. As we know, early childhood begins right from the birth till the age of 8, when a child needs care and we need to nurture its interests and we need to walk with it in its journey right from its birth till it reaches a stage where it can take care of him or herself. My first slide just tells us what it is. As we saw, the teachers were telling us that we need to care for a child. In the first year, it is tremendous growth and it is exponentially, it is in the first 3 years and the potential for development is very high up to the age of 8. So it is utmost important that we need to care for a child right from the birth, at least till the child reaches the age of 8. The objectives of a teacher is to develop in the child a good physique, to help the child develop adequate muscular coordination and basic motor skills, to have good health habits such as build-up skills that are needed for personal adjustments such as eating, dressing, washing, and certain independent skills which the child can manage. It also helps to stimulate intellectual curiosity and to help the child understand the world in which he or she lives, to help the child foster to new interests. At school, we encourage independence and creativity by providing sufficient opportunity for self-expression also. Early childhood in olden days, it was a bit different from what we see today. In those days, we saw teachers who stood in front of the class, and the students were always sitting at a place that is allotted to them, and they were supposed to listen to the teachers, and it was textbook focused, and tests and examinations were the basis of evaluation. But today, the scenario is entirely different. Things have changed. We see today children have freedom. They are every child is a unique individual, and the teacher tries to cater to the specific need of the child that is put into her care. We see that, and at times the child feels secure in the presence of a teacher. Even when the mother bids goodbye and she just wishes the child to stay at school, the child is happy. We can see that at times. We need to have a well-organized environment, whether it's indoor or outdoor. When you are organized as a teacher, then you give room to the child's imagination. You can help the child balance, maintain a balance of experience, and then the challenge that the child faces will be quite an experienced one. The child that spends joyful time in school will have a liking to come back to school the next day. He or she will not want to sit at home, and she'll be waiting for the next day where the child can face the teacher. So we realize that it is not all in just one day. Nothing can be done in a day. The child takes home pleasant memories from the class when he goes home at the end of the day. So it is the teacher's duty, and it should be the teacher's pleasure to make the stay of the child in class that which leaves a lasting impression in his or her mind. I hope I've left a message for every teacher to carry with her as she carries on in this blissful task of handling a child till the age of 8, where it is the primary stage of level of education, and then the child begins to enter the high school level. Thank you, one and all, for your patient listening.
Thank you, Vatsala. That was lovely. I would like to invite Dharini to share one instance of appreciating a young child who then blossomed to be a better person, and Vatsala to share one incident of handling a difficult child in the classroom, because Vatsala miss, so Vatsala miss to share one incident, and then we'll go on to the next speaker. Dharini?
Lot of anecdotes for this. We had a child who was about 6 years old. We used to do this activity of show and tell. So in class, just pick up anything and just tell about the activity. So there was this child who was brought to my office because she did not do a show and tell. So I was trying to understand why this child did not do the show and tell. So I was just picking up something from my table and I said, can you tell 5 lines about this? And she just looked at my face. She refused to talk. Then there was a rose in my table. I just picked up that rose and I said, I will write 5 lines for you. Can you just tell those 5 lines? She looked at me. She didn't say anything. So I wrote 5 lines for her and I read it out for her. The rose is a flower. Rose is red in color. Rose is a nice flower. So simple sentences that she can talk. After about 5-10 minutes of struggling with this child to make her talk 2-3 sentences about the rose, I didn't know what to do. I just thought that she did not understand. So I said, child, what is your problem? Why are you not speaking? Even if you're wrong, it's okay. Then this child came and said, okay, I will tell you. And she left all the 5 lines that I told her to tell. She said, rose has thorns. And she went on saying different things, which even I didn't know, I didn't think of, because I never thought it was her level to think of that. It's difficult to pluck a rose. The rose has thorns. The rose has thorns to protect itself. Big, big sentences for a 6-year-old, for a first standard child. I was so surprised that she could talk. So I told her, you know so much about the rose. So why didn't you tell this in class? So she said, every time I tell, ma'am, but my teacher just says, okay, thank you, go and sit down. So I thought I should please the teacher. So I was stretching myself more and more. I wanted to say something more. My parents also said I have to tell something big. So this time I was stuck. I didn't know what to really tell. So sometimes what the mistakes that we do is we don't appreciate children. We don't tell them that the kid is too good, very good. And we try to overstretch the child. And the child does not know, thinking that we are doing good to the children by stretching them more and more. We don't give them that kind of appreciation. So every time there is a class activity, every time, even we as adults expect a good. When Basanti ma'am told something nice about Vatsala ma'am, I saw Vatsala ma'am smiling. Even we as adults expect that little things, and why not for the I think. So all of you teachers, all of us educators, appreciation is something that all of us expect. Children expect it so much. Nice to appreciate a child and then get more and more work done by the child. Thank you so much for this chance, ma'am. I have a lot of anecdotes to share. I will do it with you.
Next time. Thank you, dear. This was lovely. Vatsala, all yours.
Vasanti, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Actually, I've been handling boys and girls from the 4th standard and the 5th standard level. So that is the primary level. And then I went up to the high school and the higher secondary. A class of boys and girls is not easy to manage. The boys are always troublesome and the girls are on the quieter side. Usually during games period, boys will get back. After the games period is over, these boys will come back to class and they will be so mischievous that when they play and come back from class, I will not be able to let them inside the classroom. They will be sweating so badly. And so I planned one day just to make them stay down. I know Vasanthi will remember. We have a long sink where we have lots of taps for the children to wash their faces and their hands. And after lunch, they usually go back there and to wash their hands. So I told the boys, next time you fellows come after your games class, you should wash yourself, your face neatly, and you should get back to class. But you should not waste my time. It so happened in the next week, there was a line of boys standing there. And to my misfortune, Miss Moses was the principal. She was coming on her rounds. And this was exactly the next period after the lunch. And she asked the boys, what are you doing here? They said, we are washing our face and we are tidying ourselves up before going up. There was one boy who was combing his hair. And there was another one who had a small packet. He had put powder in it and he was powdering his face. See, these fellows had planned well ahead and they have brought these things from home. And then they came up so fresh and new. When after they came up to class, Moses was coming up and she said, these boys are freshening themselves up before they come to class. I said, yes, miss, they were so untidy when they came. I just told them, just wash your face and come. But they were combing their hair and they were powdering their faces. Some of these boys who get back to me today will still tell me, ma'am, we can't forget the time we spent with you in 1984 when we were in your class in 4th standard. We still remember how you treated us. This is how we teach children when they're young. I told you just now in my presentation, we help them to adjust to the environment, to become adaptive, and to be a fitting person wherever they are. the impact that the teacher has and the impression that she leaves on a child should be a lasting impression. That is my request to one and all who would, I'm sure they will have many other innovative methods, but just small things matter a lot in today's world, which is busy. Thank you for your patient listening.
Thank you so much, Vatsala. I remember Miss Moses and all the caning I personally used to get for being a little bal. Anyway, that was lovely. Great to have you here with us. Now you have a very, very special educator. He works with higher education and industry. I'm so happy that both of us, both the early childhood education and the industry educator is with us. He is the most modern of the modern people because brilliant digital engineer. ME in engineering, a great engineering professional. How did I meet him? There is a group that is called 5 a.m. task. Dino Anjumaniki Karthik will open the session. Brahma Muhurtam la enakkum theriyum, but getting up in the morning every day was a problem for me. But neenga anga poningna Tamizha Karthic will be there 5-10 minutes in advance, and he's been doing this for many days, years plus. And I sometimes go to that session. That is when I wake up and I'm able to stay awake. And it's amazing the way in which he starts the session. There is no blaming, there is nothing. There is just a lot of sharing. And the beauty is many of the people who have learned a lot of things from him today co-host and lead that system. He can be found in your whatever Google, because he does a whole lot of things. He's the founder of the Tamizha group of companies, and today he's going to speak on web caught product. You might be wondering, enna caught? Or silandi வலையில சில்லந்தி கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா தான் கிட்டும், அதுல மாட்டிட்டா வெளியில வர்றது கஷ்டம் அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்க. ஸோ வெப் வந்து அவ்வளோ அழகா you'll be able to catch the attention of people. ப்ராடக்ட்னு ஏன் போட்டேன்னா, if you think of an intellectual product or a physical product, the acceptance of the individual becomes number one. Upon the individual, the acceptance of the product or the idea. That is why I thought Tamizha Karthic is the right person, a man with great discipline, wonderful professional excellence, a continuous learner, and a lovely youngster to share with us. He's from Vidyarthi, the trading community, and Tamizha Karthic for all of us. Karthik?
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was a fantastic introduction, and I am really happy. As ma'am said, the topic which we are going to discuss, I'm not going to talk anything. We are going to discuss a lot. So I request everyone to stay connected, keep using your chat box, and also acknowledge for all the learning whatever you are getting in this next 35 minutes. I'd like to thank all the organizers for this wonderful opportunity. The thing, whatever we are going to learn today, like this particular celebrating literacy, like when we are celebrating something, we always will be like entertained, and also we will educate while we celebrate. So let us see how many people you are celebrating the current moment. If I say thumbs up, you have to clap in the reaction in the Zoom. So if I say thumbs up, you have to clap in the Zoom session, Zoom reaction. If I say clap, you have to thumbs up. I just want to check how many people are active out there. So kindly, all of you clap for the event. All of you. I got first from Padmavati ma'am, and then Lavanya Menon ma'am, and then Shesha Saizer, Chella, Srinivasan sir, super. So this is not only at the beginning. Throughout the session, whenever if I say clap, you have to thumbs up. If you say thumbs up, you have to clap. That's all. Like when we were discussing about this particular topic, I just want to know this web court is not just a website. First, tell me how many of you are having website, either for yourself or for your business, anything. If you have a website, just type me in the chat box. If you have a website, just type me in the chat box. And dear friends, this particular website, it is not just for selling a product or selling a service. An individual person, everyone might have website and they can promote themselves. This total half an hour, I'm going to talk about both personal branding and also for business branding. By using some tools and techniques, how can we practically implement that without spending any money? So without spending any money, you can also implement lot of techniques which can build your brand. Only if you build your brand, you can build your business. How many of you are branding your product without coming to digital? I should not receive any answer for this question. If you have a product, if you have a service, or if you have an individual identity, without coming to digital, if you are being traveling in this particular scenario, you may be lost away. So this particular branding may expect us to know not only for our website. People may think, sir, I don't want to invest as of now in my website. How many of you know about, or how many of you have experience in this particular tool called Quora? You can even unmute and say, or you can use the chat box. Quora. Yes, you get mails. Super. Let me tell you example. We are having paper pencil manufacturing unit. It is the pencil which is made of paper, and at the end of the pencil we have a seed which will grow as a tree again. So what our technical team will do is they'll visit this particular Quora website, and when there was a discussion about planting trees, or the discussion about paper, or the discussion about uh, deforestation, whatever these kind of discussion, they'll go there and they'll interact from the company ID, Tamizha products. So what will happen? The people who are out there, people who are talking about that particular incident or particular discussion, they'll know about the brand without even single rupee which you are spending in online. So without even spending single rupee, if you go and interact, if you go and discuss, if you go and just ask questions, people are there who are keep on asking questions. They don't ever answer in the site. They'll keep on ask questions and they get lot of branding, and their branding get increased. So I request each and every one of you to use this particular site to interact with the people and to get benefited. And next one, whenever we talk about any digital platform, we may hear only about some Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those things. But this Pinterest, please note this website name. Hope the site is visible to you. If not, just tell me. I'll give you the link in the chat box. So if you have an image, if you have a promotion, whatever you have for your website, if you just post in this particular site, you will get lot of reach. Rather Google. Even in Google itself, you will get lot of response if you upload this particular, if you upload images in this particular site. Again, this is also a free of cost tool. To check this, if you search a brand name or person name in Google image search, Google, not just Google search, it is Google image search. If you check them in the Google image search, they'll get lot of images about themselves. And also using this site, we can develop lot of infographic. If you keep on advertise your product, you may not sustain. Only if you make awareness about your product, you'll be able to sustain. Don't ever advertise. Just give an awareness that what you do and how you do. That's all. And probably, as I said, all of you might be there in Facebook and Instagram. What about this LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a professional community. You can easily connect with any Rotary people, international level, that to professional people. All the HRs are there available in LinkedIn. Or most of the entrepreneurs are there in LinkedIn. Here, whenever you discuss something about some product, or if you extend your discussion, you'll get a lot of identity. Because as I always say, in business, identity plays a biggest role. How Apple differentiate from all other mobile service provider, and they are in a premium level. So identity always plays a role. And even though if some people are having website, they don't have some tools in the website. Such tool like chatbot. Nowadays, many people don't have time to know about your business by reading in the site. Everyone are busy. So what happened? They'll be interacting with you using their chatbot in the website to know about yourself. Or you can recruit a telemarketing or customer care team to interact with your clients through the site chat option. So by knowing about you or by knowing about your brand, they just want to have some one-to-one discussion without calling you or without making an appointment with you. So this particular chatbot option is totally free of cost. Will you believe me if I say this is totally free of cost? So how many of you want to implement this particular chatbot in your website even from tomorrow? Just type me yes in the chat box. If you don't have one, if you already have one, I'm really happy. Ajay sir is using, okay. So this is a site, Talk To, where you can have a lot of free chat box installation. Kindly implement this in your website for sure, as soon as possible. And the next one which we are going to see is, we should always plan for accountability. We should track how many people visit our website in last 7 days or last 30 days. Only if you track these kind of information, you will be able to check. If you will be able to check and monitor how you are growing. So for that, we are using a tool called Google Analytics. This is also again free tool. You're just going to create an account and get a code and keep it in your website. If you keep it, excuse me. If you keep that in your website, every day you could see how many people are coming in your site and how many active users are there, from which location they are visiting your site, and what is their age group, which page they have interacted more, which is the topmost page where they have spent their time. All those information this Google Analytics will store in their data. It will not just store, also it will also it will also it will also help you to use this particular data later. When you use, for example, let me tell you a case study. In the last month, 2.2K people have visited my site. Without I place, instead of placing an advertisement for all the people in India, I can keep an advertisement only for these 2.2K members. That we call it as retargeting. Only to your target customer, you can able to place an advertisement. That is the usage of this particular Google Analytics. Can you install Google Analytics for YouTube? No, Google Analytics is exclusive for all the sites. For YouTube, we have inbuilt analytical place in YouTube itself, YouTube Creator. So the next one, what we are going to talk about is very favorite of mine, or where you can even start earning using this particular, which is nothing but blocking. By simply writing about your some like knowledge, or by your education, or by your information, if you keep reaching more people to your own blogging site, Google will pay you. You can start earn like anything by simply writing. Can be in Tamil or in English or in any language. This is one of the blogging site. I also recommend you to have blog in your own site. You don't need to go for any separate blogging site like this. You can even directly use that blogging in your own site. Whenever you use this kind of blogging, your brand will reach people without you spend any money or without you spend any time. Because if I search for like best laptop sellers in Madurai, like that, if I search, if I write a blog called best laptop seller in Madurai, if I'm running a hardware showroom, my particular blog will be there in their screen. So by reading the blog, they can able to purchase that laptop. While they purchase, even if they purchase in Amazon site, they can able to earn something from Amazon. Amazon will pay you. Amazon will pay you for that particular purchase. That is called as affiliate marketing. So this affiliate marketing is the base of this blogging concept. Hope you are understanding. If you have any questions, you can post in the chat box, or at the end, 10 minutes we'll have interactive session. Okay, let me see how many of you can thumbs up. In the reaction, super, Padmavati ma'am, super, Chilla, Stevenson sir. Thumbs up means clap in the reaction. It is Ulta game. Super. Thank you, Kaili ma'am. Super. And most of us having a website, even for business or for ourselves, but we have only contact us page. When you have contact us page, people may use your phone number to contact you when they feel time. If they wanted you to talk with them, you should have a page called book appointment in your website. When you have this book appointment page, they'll book an appointment with you, and they'll get an appointment mail and SMS, and at that time you both can interact, which will grow as a professional communication. This is the only method where I got a lot of international clients, by making an appointment, by making a free appointment at the beginning and giving some value to the people. Even they may not be my customer, but I give value. When we give value, definitely they'll come back to us whenever they need us, or whenever they need our service, or whenever they need our product. For this appointment also, we have a lot of free tool out there in the market. The first tool is Calendly. I'll also post that particular link in the chat box so that you can make use of it. And another tool which I am using is Zoho Booking, our own Indian company. So Zoho Booking and Calendar is totally free. If you are using free site, they'll be able to have their own logo in the appointment page. If you are going for paid one, their logo will be removed from your site. That is the only difference. All other options are same. If you have any difficulties or if you have any support to me for your brand to keep this kind of appointment link in your site, please book an appointment with me. I'm ready to help you. I am ready to help rhetorians. And one more thing, we may have lot of social media platforms. What are they? Can everyone post in the chat box? What are the social media platforms you have? Or you are having account? Even you can unmute and say, I'm going to share your secret. I'm going to save your 1 hour of time every day. I'm going to save your 1 hour of time every day. Facebook, LinkedIn, just post other than these two. Instagram, support, YouTube. WhatsApp is not social media platform, it is communication tool. Then in LinkedIn, we have LinkedIn page. As a business, you should have page, not just an account. In Facebook also, we have Facebook page, not just an account. So if you have business, go and create Facebook and LinkedIn page, not an account. From the account only, you can create a page. In Instagram also, don't use personal profile, go for business profile. Google Meet is a meeting platform. It is not. It is also not a social media platform. So we have 8 different social media, favorite social medias: Google My Business, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, LinkedIn page, Facebook page, YouTube. These 8 platforms, if you want to post a video or image every day, you may get minimum 10 minutes for this. You may spend minimum 10 minutes for this. I'll give you a secret. I'll give you a technique to post in all these 8 platforms in just 5 minutes. The task which you are performing for 1 hour, you can do it in 5 minutes. Our Indian company, Zoho, have a product called Zoho Social. If you interlink all your social media platform in this account, by posting in this particular platform, in all your 8 different platforms, it will be posting from your own account. Hope this is a great news if you are knowing it for the first time. If yes, type great. Yeah, Twitter also available. Sorry, I missed it. Galaxy Pro, I don't know your name. Twitter also available in this interlinking. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you, Sudha ma'am. Thank you. Fine. I'll expect, or I'll assume everyone will start using this great tool for saving your time and to make your brand in internet easily. And even though we have website, why people have to come to your site? That why factor we should start with. That why factor is nothing but so the why factor is nothing but what they are getting from your site by just visiting your site. For example, if people are coming to your website and you're giving them some free tool, or if you're giving them some free sample, so if you are giving some free sample or if you are giving some free ebook, Only if you give some giveaway from your site, they'll give their contact without thinking anything. Simple சொல்லணும்னா சின்ன மீனை போட்டு பெரிய மீனை பிடிக்கிறது. You have to give them something without expecting anything, and you'll get a lot of database. And once you get database, you'll get super client. And these kind of database, another important information is while you're branding yourself, you don't need to keep on say what you do. You just keep on say what they get. Like even in service, I always say it is not that to give what I have, it is to give what they need. என்கிட்ட இருக்கிறது கொடுக்கறது சேவை இல்ல, வாங்குறவங்களுக்கு என்ன தேவையோ அதை கொடுக்கறது சேவை அப்படின்னு சொல்லி என்னோட போஸ்ட்ல அடிக்கடி போடுவேன். Like these information is not only for doing service, it is also comes under business. Why you talk about your own brand without expecting something from your client? Just give them something which is worth of some value. Don't give them some free materials which you got for free. Give some worthful material for free of cost to the people. So for that, you can just I'll tell you an example. You have Google Drive. Just upload a ebook or upload a material, something in the Google Drive, and get the link and ask your developer to insert that link in a button of your website. So when people click on that button, they'll be able to download that particular Google Drive material, which is a ebook or which is a material or any kind of written documents. Or if you want to give them some physical product, just get their contact database. This is a power of giving something to the people without getting anything. And the next process, you just go and search your name or your brand name in Google. Google will tell you who you are. Google will tell you what you do. If only if you keep on update in all the platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, this is my own site, and all the platforms, I'll get minimum 4 to 5 pages of Google search result. So if you want these kind of search result, try to upload your information in all the platforms. And the power of this particular process is, if Google says something about something about some people or some business, people will keep on start reading and they'll have an authenticity. Not just your name, even also your brand name. Only if you search how many pages are coming in Google, that you have to check it out. And once you got, if you don't come in any of the page, just go on Google free listing sites in India. I'll also post that statement in the chat box. Free listing sites in India. So if you check about this particular free listing site in India, what happened? You'll get lot of free listing sites, many website. You just need to go and create small account, free account. Once you got created the account, you will be able to visible in all the Google search result. Very simple as that. You just need to give your name, photo, and what you do. That's all. And plan for an automation in your website. When people do something in your website, they have to get email, a WhatsApp message, and an SMS. Only if you get this kind of automatic mail and message and WhatsApp, they'll know more about you. They'll trust you. They'll keep remembering you. This automation may cost you little, but this is a great investment what you are going to do for your brand. And when you do this kind of automation, even if people forgot, computer will not forget them. They'll keep on reminding them. and they'll come back to us very soon. So that's the power of this particular automation. If you look at my website, when what are the course you choose, you will get a mail, SMS, and WhatsApp within 2 minutes. And this particular tool you must need to have for your brand. I'll send you the link in the chat box. Thank you, Sesha Sai. So this particular tool, link TR, you can see my screen here. You can see at the top view 943, click 783. This is the data of today morning 10:40, which I got, which I taken screenshot for you to show. So if I go and visit this site after 1 hour, I could check in this meeting, clicked on any particular link on this site. So this is also a accountability. I need to keep on check what kind of branding is getting increasing. If it is not increasing, just stop away. If it is increasing, invest some more money and time to that particular branding. So this is also a free tool where you can improve your brand, not just for improving your brand. Also, you can share all your social media link using a single link. If you see any of person professional mail, they'll give 7 link in the mail signature: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Cool My Business. Just link all the link in this particular site, and using this single site, people can able to get into all your site. That is the reason they call this as a link tree. Hope you got it. So let me recall what we have learned today. So you should have a website for building your brand, and not just for promoting a product or service, also for your personal identity. And go and interact in this Quora to have lot of new connect, that to your area, your specialization, your field. People you will get very easily in Quora if you talk and interact about your own specialization. Pinterest is a place where it will help you to reach in many searching platforms. You can get many infographic image in this Pinterest also. And you should have a LinkedIn page if you have a business, and keep updating yourself or updating your process, what you do every day. Use the LinkedIn. And chatbot, I have given you a link of Talk To, where you can install that in your site for free of cost. And Google Analytics to analyze how many people have visited your page, and from where they have visited, all the kind of website analysis you can go do with Google Analytics. And Blogger to share what you know, to write what you experience. Just write and share it with your follower and keep them updated. Keep them informing that you are exist, because branding always plays in this particular existence. And we should have a book appointment link. I have shared Calendly and also Zoho booking. Both are free tools. You can keep this in your website for making a connect from your clients, those who want to interact with you personally. And Zoho Social is a tool where you can post in all the social media in single one click. And just need to give some giveaway. Like I have given some digital marketing ebook if they click on this particular link. Like this, give something to your own clients, what they are looking for. And try to Google yourself in Google. Actually, during my first year of engineering, my all status, all statements were success is when people start searching you on Google instead of in Facebook or Orkut. That was my statement, because when we studied, we had Orkut than Facebook. So that was the statement, and I'm happy that today it got that dream got true. And plan for an automation, for email automation, we have Zoho campaign and also MailChimp. For WhatsApp, you can get it in my link tree. For WhatsApp and SMS, you can get it in my link tree. So this is a link tree where you can keep many link of your own business using this single link. That is the power of Linktree. I hope you have learned something new. If you want to share some feedback about, or you can, if you want to know something, just use this hashtag Tamizha Karthic or learn with TK. I'll be easy to connect with in any social media. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Over to the team for Q&A.
Perfect, Karthik. Perfect. You know what I love about Karthik is that he starts on time and ends on time. He was told 11:20 and bang, 11:19. And, he has been offering a lot of things free. I always used to think, why is he doing this? I think he likes competition. If people learn from him and do better than him, then he has all the urge to do even better. Another thing I liked about him was when one of the participants reminded him, he was ready to acknowledge and correct himself. I'm sure many of us learned a lot of things that has to do with digital and digital related work. And he has been offering a number of free programs, which sites he has mentioned. I hope some of us are able to join and learn and become good entrepreneurs. And if you really learn and want to do an internship, do one with us. For Sons and Never Sets in Rotary, for Vidyarthi and all. We want a lot of social media campaign to be able to get us the right kind of people to showcase. Thank you very much, Karthik. And let me hand it over to Chela for the closing remarks.
Thank you, Vasanti. Thank you, Tamizha Karthic. Well, I've been a professional chartered accountant for the last 37 years. I still keep learning about digital marketing or digital education, anything about on digital, because we all belong to the old school of thought. Paper, pencil, you understand. I can't sit on a screen or computer or my hand phone for more than 10 minutes. Anyway, it was very interesting exposition and presentation by you. I hope the people who attended here find it useful and come back to you for more ideas.